Sleep. We need to sleep at night because God designed sleep to be our reviver and our restorer. Tomorrow night I'm talking on diabetes. That's Wednesday night, yes? Thursday night I'm going to be talking on sleep. And I will take you right inside the brain and shows you what happens when we sleep. And obviously what does not happen when we don't sleep. When you sleep at night, it allows your heart to relax. It allows your blood to move slower and clearly through the arteries. We need to sleep to keep our heart and our blood vessels strong. Trusting God means no worry. When you become a Christian, things don't automatically get easier, but you have a friend. And remember what we had said last night? He said, I will hold thine hand, I will keep thee. Stress can intensify high blood pressure. There's a condition called white coat blood pressure. You've heard of it? When the person gets into the doctor's office, they stress about what their blood pressure might be, and guess what? It's up. Abstain. There are some things that must stop if you want your heart to function at optimum levels. Caffeine must stop. Caffeine increases blood pressure because when a person takes a cup of coffee, it's the same as being exposed to a crisis situation. And whenever we're exposed to a crisis situation, blood pressure rises. And when blood pressure rises, of course, that's preparing us for the fight or the run or the climb of our life because it's a crisis. And yet the person says, oh dear, I like this coffee, just gives me a lift, gets my brain working. Yeah, that's because the body thinks there's a crisis. So caffeine must stop. It does not help the heart for us to be under continual crises. Alcohol, cigarettes, they all damage the arterial walls and also thicken the blood. Inhale. Last night I talked about the importance of breathing in and out through the nose. On your morning exercise, did you try? Sorry, I can't hear anything. It's not easy, is it? Not easy to breathe in and out through the nose. In Genesis 2 verse 7, God says that he formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and he became a living soul. It is the nostrils that are to take the air in and out. Now let me tell you why. Because nose purifies the air, it warms the air, it humidifies the air, it pressurizes the air so it's perfect for the lungs, but it balances blood gases. So what are the blood gases? This has to go, so I've got more room. Actually, I can take this away because we've already looked at that. What are the blood gases? There are 3 blood gases. One is oxygen, the other is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the waste from combusting oxygen and glucose at the cellular level. And the other one is nitric oxide. These are the 3 blood gases that nose breathing balances. What do I mean by oxygen and carbon dioxide? Down at the end of the lungs, there are it's like a little bunch of grapes, and they're called alveoli. And there's little capillary networks over there. And there are 4 docking stations on the hemoglobin for oxygen. But that can only be picked up if there's 4 molecules of carbon dioxide. So 4 molecules of carbon dioxide means 4 molecules of oxygen can be picked up. But if the person's breathing out through their nose, through their mouth, they lose too much carbon dioxide. So maybe there's only 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, so only 2 molecules of oxygen can be picked up. That happens again at the cell. The docking station for oxygen must have carbon dioxide because there's a transfer. So when we breathe in and out through our nose, it ensures adequate amounts of carbon dioxide to be able to pick up the oxygen. But carbon dioxide is a vasodilator. So when we're having adequate amounts of carbon dioxide, of course you can have too much, but you can also have too little. But nose breathing allows the body to balance these gases. Vasodilator means open the capillaries. Nitric oxide is made in the sinuses. When you mouth breathe, you do not make nitric oxide. You only make nitric oxide if you're breathing in and out through the nose. And nitric oxide is also a vasodilator. So good news for especially people that have high blood pressure. So we should breathe in and out through our nose, long, slow and deep. That's God's LSD. Long, slow, deep. Our abdominal muscles were designed to aid in the breathing process. When someone is a high chest breather, breathing through their mouth, don't you often see that when someone's having a panic attack or stressed? That high chest breathing stimulates your sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight and flight nervous system. But when you breathe long, slow and deep, you stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous is peace, calm nervous system. And many people who find their blood pressure going up, if they would just change the way they breathe, if they would close their mouth, breathe through their nose and go long, slow, deep, they would find that they would calm. And when they calm down, the blood pressure also goes down. God, in His wisdom and mercy, put these processes in this amazing body that He created. I read a book called Breath. That's what it's called, Breath, by James Nestor. I read it about a year ago. And he quotes many professors and doctors and scientists over the years that have discovered what I'm sharing with you now about the importance of nose breathing. So inhale, I think you'll agree with me, takes on a whole new aspect. So it always must be nose. Nutrition. Nutrition is vital to strengthen the heart. Nutrition is vital to strengthen and repair these endothelium cells. And nutrition is vital to keep the blood nice and thin. And the food that does that better than any other food we find in Genesis 1:29, where God says, "Behold, I've given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which of the trees a fruit-bearing seed. To you it shall be for meat." So there's your nuts, your seeds, your legumes, your beans, also vegetables, your vegetables and some fruits. That's the perfect diet. That's the Garden of Eden diet. That's the diet that God designed for man. And that is the diet that will keep that blood nice and thin. Moderation. Moderation in all good things. We are also told to stop salt, is that right? Well, there's salt and there's salt. Seawater. Seawater contains 92 minerals. And of those 92 minerals, 50% is chloride,